Hi, my name is Chaitanya Lokireddy, and this is my 15-112 term project, Cubed. So the goal of this project is the goal of this program is to help those who want to learn how to use a Rubik's Cube, or how to solve a Rubik's Cube, to learn how to do that, or to learn the algorithms, and for those who already know how to do it faster. So I have two main functions here. I have two main purposes for this program. I have Detect Cube and I have Shuffle Cube. Let's start with Shuffle Cube. If I click on Shuffle Cube, I get this. So what this does is Shuffle Cube randomly rotates columns and rows on a completely correct cube at start to generate a random cube. So for example, if I go back to the home screen and click on Shuffle Cube once again, I get a different orientation for my cube. So what I can do here is, in this instance, my top face is showing. So I can click on front, or I can click on right and back, left and bottom, to show each of these faces in a bigger view. And what I can also do is I can click on Toggle Solution. What this does is this gives me a step-by-step guide to how I can solve this current randomized cube. So I can press the right key to go forward in my steps, and the left key to go backwards, to review over previous steps. So if I keep pressing the right key, we can see that the algorithm works by first solving the first layer, and then it starts working on the second layer, and then the third layer, as it's doing right now, and now we're done. So this is not the most efficient algorithm, but it's the easiest to understand, and it only takes about 300 steps on average. About 300 to 350 normally. So this can be used for someone who wants to memorize how to the placements of the pieces, or how they can or each of the algorithms, for example, to take care of any situation. So if we go back to the home screen, we can see that there's another feature, Detect Cube. What this does is this lets me take video input, and the user can show the camera their physical cube, and by clicking space, the face can be stored into the program. So doing this for each of the faces will allow me to generate basically a virtual Rubik's Cube of sorts. So like the only problem with this function is that it's not completely accurate. It's only accurate in extremely well-lit situations with where the user takes care to have the colors inputted properly. As you can see, I did not do that here, as there's like a grayish face which is supposed to be white. So if I press P, our program will process the colors, which means that it will basically it will output how our program sees the colors to be. So this is not terribly inaccurate. It's sort of accurate, but it could be a lot better. And this is not going to work because the faces are not in the correct places. So if the user was to take a lot of time into, or like not that much, but to make sure that the faces were correctly positioned and the lighting was correct, then this would function just like Shuffle Cube. It would give them a list of all the solutions, or a step-by-step list or guide to solving the cube that they're holding in their hands. So once again, we can click on each of these faces and look at each of them in depth. And the last thing I have is the instructions, which is basically which keys to press, when to press them, in order to use the program correctly. And that's my 112 term.